Hi there. This is Dr. Rothschild Show. I want to briefly talk about one of my upcoming book called Morals, Culture, and Education. And in it, I talk about why communism always failed. Here's the problem, okay? This is basically common sense. Communism basically wants to make everyone equal and want to take all and control all the means of production by the government. In the communist system, all the means of production is controlled by the government, and it is thereby and also distributed by the government. That's utter nonsense. It will not work. As Margaret Thatcher once says, socialism only works as long as you have other people's money to spend. Now, I advocate for a system in which when a person gets to a certain age, they get a plot of land. Or so they can own a plot of land or own a unit, own a plot of land, or a lot, etc. So they can have a stake in the nation's future. They are now not just renters, or they don't just exist. They own a piece of the country, they have a stake in the country. Like in ancient Israel, when they get the land was divided up, and every family and all the tribes were given a plot of land. No, so nobody was landless. Everybody was empowered. Secondly, education and healing when they were charged in ancient Israel. They might make an offering, but then there was no price on education, there was no price on healing somebody. I advocate that education and healthcare are investments in the people that pays great dividends. I don't see it as some socialist nonsense. I see when you give a person a plot of land, when you give them access to education, access to healthcare at no cost, you are investing in the people's future. And when you do that, the people become more productive and more innovative. They don't have to worry about um, the rent man or the landlord. No, they can focus on innovating, creating, and creating real wealth. Because at the end of the day, landlords don't really create real wealth. What landlord basically is, it's about um, leeching out the population. So I want to create a society where we invest in the people, a plot of land, so access to education, access to healthcare, and no cost, which means you invest in the people. People are now unburdened to innovate and create real wealth. Investment in infrastructure, space exploration, mining, space mining, science and technology, doing all the great things. All right, so that's what I said I want. Secondly, um, everybody should play if they're gonna charge a tax, everybody should pay the same amount, minimum 5% or 10%. So 5% of $1,000 is $100. 5% of $1 million is probably 5% of $1 million. Let's do it here real quick. 5% of $1 million, probably $2,000. Okay, the idea is you want people to be free to innovate and create, and not worry about being told what they should need and what they don't need by any government or an individual. So one, in a real system, you invest in the people. You know, plot land, access to education, access to care at no cost. And then when you do that, people will be unburdened to innovate, create, and in jobs and technology and businesses and real wealth. They don't have to worry about the landlord, paying landlord who doesn't really create any wealth anyway. Okay, number one. Now they're gonna be some commercial properties. Then you're gonna have pay a lot of land out there. But basically, it's I want to create a society in which people innovate, create real wealth and real growth, not worry about landlord and the tax or the taxman. In my system, if you can pay taxes, no more than 10%, no more than 5% to 10%, no more than 10%, because you don't want to punish um, creativity and innovation and success. You want people to innovate, create real wealth, on property, on land. So we give everyone a plot of land. We also give everyone access to education and care so they can innovate and create. And whatever, don't have to be unburdened by landlords or unburdened by all that stuff. Now, with that too, you can also focus on the idea of having people, not pay more than 10% taxes. So people are no longer punished for being successful. You want them to innovate, create, and create a nation of real wealth and progress. All right, not number one. Number two, not everybody has the same needs. So communism will never work because not everyone has the same needs, likes, and wants. I want to live in the country with a nice castle. Other people want to live in the city in an apartment, and you open up in all the things, and different things, different needs. So that's why communism does not work. Communism want to make everybody the same. Everybody's not the same. Everybody don't have the same needs, likes, and wants. So communism will never work. And communism always in a way sometimes to create resentment because we're trying to make everybody the same. Even though some people are putting in more work than others. For example, I create a new technology. I should have the land share the benefit, not to share everything with everybody else, and so that also create resentment. And that's when in common systems, people are less innovative and less creative because they don't control their own innovation and creativity. So that stifles out incentives. Okay, so communism create a society where people are not given the incentives to succeed and grow and empower, but only to become a slave to the state. In crony capitalism, you basically have landlord sucking the country dry, so that doesn't work either. What you want is a system in which you invest in the people, access to land, access to healthcare, access to education, and of course, people can then focus on innovating, creating, growing, learning, achieving new heights in technology, starting a business or a company or an invention, and enjoying the lion's share of the fruit of their labor, and not to have controlled by anybody or any company or controlled by anybody such as the government. All right. So that's why communism at the end of the day doesn't work because it stifles creativity, it stifles innovation, it stifles and de-incentivize people to succeed in progress. So, no, I would never support communism. If you want to know more about my system, please read my upcoming book, Morals, Culture, and Education. Thank you so much, and look forward to soon on Amazon. I will see you soon.